This video falls under fair use. Fair use allows commentary, criticism, and reactions. What's up, back with another one. So today I'm going to show you this clip of Stephen A. reacting. Check this clip out.
Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or
well, you know what? Listen, I didn't. People, headlines are headlines. We can get into that another time. But I was hoping you were going to be here. I am not qualified. Married? Right. Oh no, not me. Well, I ain't qualified, my brother. I'm not qualified. I was going to ask because you hadn't been married before, right?
I am married.
No, see. Okay. Yeah, because I give advice to plenty of founders who want to build billion-dollar companies, and the reason I do that is because I build billion-dollar companies. Yeah. So I generally try to stay in my lane as advice
Then
department.
We'll talk marriage advice later. I'm 13 years strong. We got you.
Right.
Alexis, thank you so much.
Let me just jump in real quick. Stephen A. definitely has a tendency to say things that catch people off guard. Whether it's sports or pop culture, he brings strong opinions that get people talking. So when he admits that someone checked him or pushed back, it's always interesting to see how he handles it on live TV.
Serena Williams, she is married to billionaire Alexis Ohanian, and he came on First Take today to promote some new event that he's got going on with Atheos and all of that. And, people are talking about how he came at me, and took a sly dig, because of what I said and, when Serena Williams was on stage performing at the Super Bowl. I've never met this man. I wish I was in studio today, but I'm not. I have a speaking engagement, so I'm out of town. That's why I was not there today. It would have been nice to meet him. I don't know the man. I have nothing against him whatsoever. I don't recall saying a negative word about him. It's just that when Super Bowl Sunday took place, when Kendrick Lamar was performing, Serena Williams came on stage, dancing to all of that. And according to the reports and stuff like that, she's the ex of Drake. Essentially, what I said was, why that energy for an ex? If, that was my wife, I don't want to see that. And so because of that, that's what he was alluding to. I'm glad that it didn't escalate or anything like that. He is her husband. He loves her dearly. They have 2 wonderful children together. And I have absolutely no issue with him whatsoever wanting to address that situation with me because that's her husband. And I certainly meant no disrespect towards him at all. I was just saying that men, knowing us as men, if we're married and our wife is showing energy towards anybody else, even in a negative way, we're asking ourselves, if you're happy, why show that energy? That's it. But that's all it was. But I wasn't going to get into it on national television. I'm a professional. Now, if it had escalated and he wanted to get into it more, we'd have kept the cameras rolling. I'd have said fine. But he was sitting there saying, you wasn't married, right? So, you give him marital advice. That's how he framed it. And he says, I give advice about building companies because that's what I do, essentially implying that I'm not married, so who am I to say something like that? I'm saying paraphrasing. I think that's a fair comment on his part. I don't have to agree with it, but I took no offense to it, and if I had been in studio and that was something that he wanted to broach, I would have reiterated what I said, maybe in a more respectable manner than my initial reaction after Super Bowl Sunday when I was just having fun. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that I respect him. That's her husband. That's his wife. And evidently, he didn't like what I said. I respect it, and I wish him and his wonderful wife, who I think is the GOAT, greatest.
What's up? So what are my thoughts about this? Here's the thing. Stephen A. has always been one of those voices in media who speaks with full confidence, even when the topic isn't strictly sports. That's part of what makes him entertaining. He's unfiltered, passionate, and willing to touch on things that most media personalities might avoid. But with that comes a certain level of controversy, because not everyone agrees with the way he phrases things or the points he chooses to emphasize. Now in this case, when someone like Serena Williams' husband responds to something Stephen A. said, and then Stephen A. goes on air and acknowledges it, that shows how public feedback can hit different when it comes from people with major influence. It's not really about winning or losing a moment, but more about recognizing that commentary has weight, especially when it connects to cultural conversations that go beyond sports. People are paying attention to what's being said, how it's said, and who it affects. And when it turns into a live TV moment, that just adds to the drama. But to Stephen A's credit, being willing to admit he may have been checked says a lot about how fast media is changing. Audiences are watching in real time and responding just as fast. Whether you agree with him or not, these types of moments keep the conversation going. Okay, so drop a comment, smash that like button, and make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.